Take your place. Young black males, take your place. Without women, take your place.
We
Top
want
of
to
the
let you
pyramid,
know
take your
that
place.
all
Looking for
information
change, gotta
that you
take your
hear on
place.
our platform
Without children, take your place.
not
Through
legal
the pain, gotta
advice.
take your place.
Any
Black
type of
queen, gotta
legal
take your
advice,
place. Even the
please
children, take
seek
your
a
place. My
competent,
niggas, take your place. My people, take your place.
lawyer
Black
with
people, take your
subject
place.
matter
Black people, take your
expertise.
place.
Again, this is not legal advice. Everything we give to
Take
you
your
is
place.
for educational
Young
and
black males,
entertainment
take your place.
purposes
Without
only.
women, take your
Thank you for asking.
Most definitely, most definitely. If you could, can you both tell me, Mr. A, can you please tell me like where you located at right now?
I'm located in Jacksonville, Florida.
Place of business is Jacksonville, Florida too as well.
That's right, at 6501 Arlington Expressway on the Service Road,
Okay.
Suite B212.
Okay. And that is, and are your expertise, your special abilities to be offering services and products for?
Well, hard knock life. Some other little training from here and there, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, military. Plus, I got some other guys that are with me. They're not here today. So we're just trying to turn around and be that one-stop shop. And everything that we know or have learned or picked up from here and there, got some specialized training on or something. We're just trying to bring it back to the people. And we are a pro two-way company. We definitely believe in firearms and firearm safety and having fun with your guns and things like that. And I don't care if you own a bazooka. We just want to do it safely. That's it.
Word. And so everybody can understand, please, let's step back right quick and let's introduce your company and what it is you do.
All right, my name's Alto. I'm at Kna Accessories, LLC. We're located in Jacksonville, Florida, 6501 Arlington Expressway, Service Road, Suite B212. You can find us at www.knaaccessories.com. And what we do here is we are a firearms company. We train firearms and we sell firearms. The way we do it is a little bit different. The approach is a little bit different. Normally, you have a firearm company that sells firearms, and then the second is the training. For us, it's training first, and the firearm sales second. Again, we just believe, hey, if you have one, just know how to use it. That's it. Bottom line.
Word. And once again, thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking offline. And I want to be able to thank you as a brother in arms, you know what I mean? And as a American national, to say thank you for your service, you know what I'm saying, for fighting for the good of whatever you thought it was or however it goes, you know what I'm saying? But giving your life for the country, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's an honorable thing. What made you come out of the military and want to go into opening a firearms company? Speak about that. Most people coming out of the military now, they don't want to chase. They want to chase. Some want to chase money. Some want to chase goals. Talk to me.
Well, I actually have been out of the military for quite a while, and I've done some things here and there. A lot of my background is in communications, and firearms was actually second. But what made me want to, at this time, start a firearms company is I was actually at a family member's pawn shop that they own, and I saw a young man walk in, and he said that he wanted to purchase a firearm because he was going to become armed security. And with my prior knowledge of how this works, it doesn't work that way, because if you are going to become armed security, you are going to be trained on the specific firearm they want you to carry on duty. So you just can't walk up into a pawn shop and say, I want to try this, I want to try that. So automatically I knew his story was different. After speaking with him, it comes to find out he was having some trouble in the neighborhood. And we talked for about a good 30, 45 minutes. And it was at that time I looked at my people and I said, you know what? We're about to open up a firearms training company. And it happened, you know.
Mm. Well, the first thing I can say, ooh, didn't need that feedback. What I can say is this on that situation: for any man, any woman, any upcoming adult that understands about going after a goal, seeing an opportunity, being able to make a way, being able to maybe make some coins off of
Mm.
knowledge or production, you know what I'm saying? Meaning a product. That's my hands off to you. You know what I'm saying? The way everything is turning now and more entrepreneurs are stepping up and stepping out. Um, that's an avenue in which you may not see a lot of us in as sellers or trainers, but mostly as buyers, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
So what is your ideal customer when it comes down to someone coming into your venue, just like you were saying, this young man here stepped in, wanted to buy a firearm, got the information, got more information from him by conversating with him, and next thing you know, bang, we're going to open up a firearm training spot and we're going to sell firearms. What's your type of consumer to pretty much walk through them doors?
Well, here at Kna Accessories, we try to be a one-stop shop. So when we have a customer, we like to cater to that customer and basically around their needs. We're just not trying to sell them a firearm. They may see something that everyone has, like, oh, have you seen the FN or have you seen this and that? And you come in and you 4'8". Can you really hold this thing? Can you do? So we try to tailor this thing around the customer itself. So the ideal customer is the one that comes in and says, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I know. This is what I don't know. Can you help me? Person that can just, let's say, swallow their pride and say, look, I need a little bit of assistance with this. I don't know this. Help me out. And we can take it from there versus
Right.
the customer that comes in and they know this, they know that, they've been here, they've been there. So it's kind of hard to fill that glass up when they already have it full.
Okay. So with the way things are going with the world today and how Florida has changed a bunch of, has changed some laws concerning
Mm-hmm.
firearms. Um, I see and I hear from you that it comes down to having a consumer that is coming in and they are willing to be educated as well as be able to purchase something of their level of what they have of understanding or comprehension of what they're dealing with at the time, correct?
Yes, that's basically correct. So I do know that Florida laws are changing where I believe it's July 1st, where you can have constitutional carry, and you don't need to go to the state for permission to carry a firearm. And so I personally believe that a lot of people look at it as a money saver, and also something like, the heck with the government or this, that, and the third or whatever. Okay, that's fine if you feel that way. However, through my travels, I've always understood it's better to invest in yourself. And not, when I say invest in yourself, I don't mean going to buy a bunch of sneakers and open up, try to, your clothing and this, that, and the third, but
Right.
invest in your knowledge.
Right.
And because that
Education.
firearm game is different. And I'm not
Right.
saying I'm the end all be all at all. There's
Right.
some bad dudes out there, some real bad, and some great companies out there. But what I am saying is this: if you don't know, just get some help, get some assistance. And if you don't like one firearm instructor, there's a million other of them out there. But
Cool.
there's so many things that I run into, especially with the females. They actually have better hand-eye coordination than the men do from the beginning. This is just my experience. But on the downside with the females, their guns are always, most of the time I've seen, it comes in their purse. They got lipstick in it and all kind of crazy stuff. And then you got
Right.
our fellas, um, they have a little bit more knowledge, but then their proper stancing and things. It's all kinds of stuff that we run into. But the biggest thing over here is we don't hold any judgment over here. So if you got lipstick in your gun and it's in your purse, we're gonna correct that.
Right,
If
right,
you,
right, right.
if the stance is wrong, we're gonna correct that.
Word. So
Thing that I wanted to interject and just to kind
I was getting ready to get to you, Miss Cross. I was getting ready to get to you, Miss Cross. I just wanted to get ready to give you the stance. Just give me a minute, right quick. I'm working over here, baby. Yeah.
my question that was in my head.
I wanted to see where you came in and what you thought about, because we have Miss Cross back here again, ladies and gentlemen. To I ain't gonna say play devil's advocate. I want you to be able to speak on what it is you want to speak on and ask the questions you're able to ask, because this is just like you said. We want to educate, we want to be able to empower, and we want to make sure that we're gonna make our man Mr. A here and what he do look good. You feel me? So
Exactly. Okay, but
go ahead, Miss Cross. Handle your business, baby.
I can ask this question before it leave my mind, since we're on the subject, before we get too many questions, fired at them. Okay, so we were talking about the laws that had changed with the governor with the constitutional carry starting July 2nd, July 1st. But remember, constitutional carry used to be towards, the big guns, the ARs and, the giant rifle. And so explain to them the difference between the way the old laws used to be and the new ones is now, because does constitutional carry now means the little ones that used to go along with the concealed? So now you can open carry those? Are those still supposed to be covered and concealed?
Okay, so before I answer that question, I'm just going to clearly state that I'm not a lawyer. So I'm going to speak on what I know. All right. But what I'm going to say is this: with the constitutional carry, I'm just going to flat out say, don't fall for the trick bag. If you don't know these laws that are within that constitutional carry, go get your concealed carry license from the state of Florida. For me personally, I would like to keep the two separate. I want to keep if I have my driver's license, let that be my driver's license. If I have my concealed carry permit, let that be my concealed carry permit. So what happens here, and from my understanding, with the concealed carry, constitutional concealed carry, there's different caveats with this in the CCW. There's things that you can do with the CCW that you cannot do with the constitutional carry. For instance, with the concealed carry, there's a thing called reciprocity. That's the biggest to me. Reciprocity means I believe now, as of last month, I believe there's 37 and maybe 38 states now that recognize the state of Florida as carrying concealed.
And that's in other states. You're saying
correct. Traveling into other states.
Some of these states are, and I get stopped. They ask me, do I have a weapon? And I end up saying yes. And then I'd be like, here's my information.
Exactly.
Right, they get that and they say, oh, you good to go.
Exactly. That's what the reciprocity law is. Like traveling into Georgia or Alabama or Tennessee or Texas or any one of these 37, 38 states, they recognize Florida. But you still have to recognize their laws also, because in one state, the officer may ask you, he has the right to ask you if you have a firearm, and you have to tell him. But in another state, he may not have the right to ask you if you have a firearm. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. However, having that concealed carry is a plus. It's a win, because from off the bat it tells anyone you've had some type of training versus the constitutional carry. Now, I'm not knocking the constitutional carry at all. I mean, I think anyone who's able to carry a firearm and legally able to carry a firearm, your troubles are right. Let's go ahead and do it. However, I mean, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I've been hearing some stuff, man. I've been hearing some stuff like, I thought you could do this and you got to do that. And, it's constitutional carry now, and I could put it on my front seat, and I just nod my head and I'm like, man, you got somebody going to jail, and I hate to see that.
You can hear it. Constitutional carry concealed carry. Concealed means to hide. So you have this license,
Exactly.
hide it and carry it versus it being
Exactly.
so
Yeah, out
just
in the open.
yeah.
Constitutional concealed carry is not open carry.
And I
Also,
think that's what people are kind of like crossing.
exactly. They're mixing the two. And when you mix these two because you're trying to save a buck, that $100 that you can spend or $200 you're spending to keep yourself straight can easily turn into 20,000 because you made a simple mistake. So I'll spend the 200.
Word. So let me ask you another question. What do you train families and children or just adults?
Oh, absolutely. We train anybody.
I had my sister all the way down to my 6-year-old. We did training with him. She was busting nines and ARs, and he was did this before. It was he's great because I want it for my children when they're around other children or in a situation out in public, because you have these active shooters, you have so much stuff going on, and you have all these children just getting a hold of things. I want my children to be able to disarm weapons. I want for them to be able to recognize weapons. Really, the reason why I wanted my children to take the class with them was because my boys, my teenagers, and my young adult boys are so into these video games. This is violence. They just all these guns, and they had a gun show that was here. I don't know nothing about no guns. When I tell you I went to the gun show and they know the names and everything that they was looking at and know what they do and all this other kind of stuff. So I used it as an educational moment. And the educational moment I used it, I let my boys choose my gun that I had. And I wanted for them to learn and train how to use them. So if they're in a situation, they don't hurt themselves. They don't accidentally misfire, hurt somebody else, hurt each other. They know that the video games is all fun, but this is real. And the people, when they only get one life, they don't get 3 lives. There's not a
one.
You know what I'm saying? And you can make that person come back to life. So you have to handle it with security and with care, and there's nothing to play with. And what to do if you're in a situation where you have one of your friends with one. How do you disarm them? How do you take it away from them? How do you avoid getting shot? How do you react instead of standing there like a roach with the lights cut on? You know, that kind of thing.
During headlights. I got you.
Yeah, so he's really good with the children, and I was really amazed how well they did it. They still talk about it to this day. All the children, the boys do. My children had capabilities that us as parents have that a wayward attitude towards, because we're afraid for them to get hurt and handle things we think that's not mature enough for them. But these children born with chips in their darn brains that they probably put it in that just grow inside of them. So it really allowed for me to see how much more advanced that my children were in things that had to do with the world than I thought that they were, and that I'm okay that they can handle themselves in those situations as well too.
Word. So, Mr. A, let me ask you a question. What other services do y'all offer? Do y'all offer any legal, any insurance, anything of that nature? Once you go through your class, do they have a ability to have a lawyer on standby? I know some people that I spoke with here in Orlando, they go through a class, and then during, I think, the last day or the last couple of hours of class or something, they might have a legal representative that might come in and speak with them, as well as being new gun owners or anything like that. What else do you offer? What other services?
Well, let's start with our CCW class, our concealed carry firearms class. Every class, we try to have someone come in that's a legal representative, and we do that first. Before we even start the class, we have the legal representative first, because what I really want to drive home are your 4 universal rules, and I also really want to drive home that there is a liability insurance for you to be able to carry if you carry your firearm. What a lot of people don't understand is your neighbor, you can be friends with your neighbors for 15 years and your neighbor never knew you owned a firearm until that one day someone broke in your house and there was a tussle inside. Some stranger broke in, tried to take you out, and you had to up on them. And you had to do your thing. Now your neighbor finds out, your neighbor walking into here because of the hustle, and they see you give it to this person. Now they're traumatized. You know that neighbor can sue you for PTSD. See, these are the things that people are not thinking about, and you can be the bad guy all the time. And you know, because the way the country has made firearms to look like it's just so taboo that you can't talk about it. You got to run from it, and you got to do this. And no, no, no. That's the thing you need to take control of as far as in your education. You can't, taking it away is not going to make it happen.
I mean,
Educate
everybody should be teaching their children something about the Constitution and knowing their rights on the land of America. That's number one.
That's right.
Number two, when it comes down to anywhere else outside of America, everyone, like when I'm in the military, so
everyone overseas teaching their
in
people.
Afghanistan,
right.
everybody got an AK-47. So
everybody's overseas teaching their people.
When I'm from originally North Cackalack, Como, you know what it is, COMO. And everybody got a shotgun in their truck.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm talking about? So you can see it. You know what I mean? You don't need a license for a shotgun. You know what I mean? Rifles, you know what I mean? Deer hunting, bear hunting, however you do, you know what I mean? So there's unalienable rights and laws for you as a human, number one. Number two, by knowing the Constitution and knowing your rights, that's federal. And then knowing your state law and what they are looking for from their AKA presumption of civilian being a civilian in their society. Like you said, there's rules, regulations, things that you need to know about. If you know the rules of how to drive, then you need to know the rules of what they look at for a gun permit. So therefore, you're in the right. How does this look for gentlemen that are getting out of prison or getting out of jail now? And now these rules are questionable, and now they're running to go get guns or to go grab.
Well, I look at it like this: if you served your time, you served your time. I look at it like this. If you served your time, you served your time. Depending on what you went to prison for, that's where the question comes in. You know, if you went to prison for deleting people, I might have a problem with you having one. But if you went to prison for self-defense or a lot of other crimes that are out there, if you did your time, you did your time. Go get your rights back. What I do understand is a lot of persons come out of prison, the first thing they look at is getting their voting rights back. Now, give me my gun rights back because I got to eat. And that's the way I think about it. All right, because you're going to put in the office who you want to put in the office anyway, but I'm going to eat. I gotta eat and I gotta protect my family, and that's just hands down. And
that's every man, woman, and
human being. That's your right.
And that's the key constitutional, and that's why, like you were saying, it's good to know the Constitution and everybody read it and teach it to their children, even though they teach it in school, but it's just bypassed. You know, the social media they don't. They give us civics, okay, but they just brush over it and
you brush over it. You brush over the important parts of things that you should understand. That's why people reading at sixth grade levels. That's why people reading at sixth grade levels.
Yeah, but they say, it's there. We put in books, you just didn't read it.
Yeah, you just didn't read it. There you go.
We just didn't expound on it in detail that this also applies to this that's going on in the world today.
Right.
But just like you said, you have to protect your family. You have to eat, meaning not eat like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I got to stand on the corner, hustle, and I got to protect myself if somebody knock off my corner type of eat. Not got to be on it.
We ain't talking about John Gotti eat. We ain't talking about forget about it type of eat.
No, not that.
Right.
And, like hunting, but in reality, culturally, it's not many of us, especially if you live in the inner city, anything about eating, as far as using weaponry to do that is applied.
Okay.
I believe that our incarceration rate and we're realizing that the institutional trap. And I think that the cater towards having access to things that have been denied to us before, especially if you didn't meet those previous qualifications, and letting that bar go down where it makes it easier to obtain something. knowing that a lot of things that has gotten us in trouble is out of our own ignorance and in quick gratification is a trap to be able to put us back into the same position and increase incarceration rates out of technicalities. Just in his class alone, when I brought like my whole family to take it, he pointed out things to me, like I say, he said you can go to any person that teaches it. And that's true. Now, I used to be I got many walks of life. I have a well-used life. And I used to be an armed security officer back in like the early 2000s. And I used to work for Yarborough Security. I was a security officer. And I can most definitely tell you, with me going through my continuing education training, my training to get my licensing and working in the field, and with me, segueing into the virtual office and renting out office space, I've held many concealed weapon classes for other people who just wanted to rent out office space to hold their classes. And you can hear the lessons that go on. I've sat in a few lessons and everything, and none of them is never taught like he has. He teaches with a different passion. And I've been in classes from all kind of nationalities. I go to the gun range and everything, and with their little classes and stuff. And no one teaches like he does. I haven't seen where he caters towards us as a people in particular, because we're the ones that's going to be the most disenfranchised as far as sentencing disparities when we go into the judicial system, of how our intentions were used in the utilization of the weapon or the gun or the firearm.
Right.
And just simple things like
which was buried underneath the cherry tree. Which was buried underneath the cherry tree?
What that mean?
Meaning the guns was buried underneath the cherry tree, which got cut down by who? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And then that right there restarted the wars type situation from the peace and friendship. So now when you go back and you start comprehending and understanding, even down to the good book before Cain and Abel, to when Cain and Abel came into existence, you know what I mean? So not to be religious, but I'm just speaking on books right now, you know what I mean? And history. So when it comes down to it, war isn't made of peace and friendship. War is made off of other things, in which the good book tells you of what those things are. And those things are said in Mayat. You know what I'm saying? The 40, what is it? 47 laws of Mayat, right?
Yeah, 40, something like that.
Something like that. So it's like for everything that is built by man, there's a downfall to it. But you have a choice, and you have people like Mr. A, gentlemen like Mr. A, females like Mr. A that believe in education, believe in being able to give you the right and the wrong. And then hopefully that helps coach your mentality and your morale to allow you to be an adult to deal with these primitive weapons of war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you obtain them. Yeah. Now what? You use them, then there's repercussions. Now you got Now you got to go stand before somebody to answer for your intentions of utilizing them. And now it's their interpretation if you were the aggressor or if you were the one that was
defending yourself. And this is why Mr. A is well needed. And thank you for being the one to let me know about him and his venture, because I don't know anyone of color that does what he does in my per se, you know what I'm talking about? And especially when you're an owner, you're a runner of it, you're a veteran, you know what I'm saying? And I know that there's probably many more that are watching the same, watching this this view that we have going on. And during that, I don't throw bricks, I congratulate. So if someone else sees you, where would they be able to find you, number one? And where are you located? Where they be able to find you? What's your social media? Because you never know. This opened up many doors across the land that now people want to be able to do business with certain type of people that are doing things for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. Go ahead and give me your spiel, Mr. A.
All right. So Kna Accessories, again, we're located in Jacksonville, Florida. Address is 6501 Arlington Expressway, Suite B212. And our phone number is 904-206-7030. And you can find our website is www.knaaccessories.com. When you go to the website, it'll take you directly to the gun store. We have a lot of guns on there.
He's saying that. Can you pull that up on the screen?
Oh man, this is Greek to me. I don't know how to do it. I wish I could.
Yeah, she that's a
I don't know how to do all of that. Denise, can you pull it up for me?
It's about to be a class, bro, because you try to pull a card right now, shout it.
Let me see here.
I don't have the text yet. I'm looking
I'll
for.
tell you what. Give me 1 second. I got something for you.
Hey, look, you can hit me at www.A.I.C.I.D.records.com or you can hit me at AcidRecords22@gmail. Send me a resume. I'm looking for some studio help, baby. You know what I'm saying?
If you select the button that says the share, I put in request to share, I can pull it up.
You're talking about the share screen.
Yeah, and then you type it in, or then if you do
talking to me?
No. She giving me a class right quick, brother.
Okay. Click the share button and then select it to share your screen.
Okay, give me a second. We're gonna learn something today. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Kevin,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell them. So there's some other instructors here that are with Kna Accessories. We have the infamous Locks and Load. He's always doing a lot of firearm reviews. We have the Undead Prophet. We also have Tactical Savages. That's Chris, and we're the 4 instructors that are here. I am Kna. And but we also have some other entities that are going here. We also have Lucrative Thoughts up here, who's teaching forklift training. So a lot of guys that are coming out and they're looking for a job or something, and they need to get some type of training, can check him out. Yep, that's the site right there.
Site right here.
Right. So when you go to www.knaaccessories.com, it'll take you directly to this site. And you see where it says firearm courses, click on that.
Firearm courses, concealed carry
training. Now click on other training. Click on other training.
Training services. Okay, we doing big things over here.
And we trying to give it back to the people, man. And if you scroll down, that'll show you all our services.
Okay.
For instance, right there, you'll see the concealed carry training. You'll see the CCW coaching. You'll see Your Child and You. That's a great course right there. I'll explain that one in a second. But if you can scroll down, you'll see court-ordered handgun safety simulators. A lot of times the judges don't want to send you to jail. They say, go take a class. We have that. We have the safe storage going on. So if you're traveling and you don't like who's in your house, come store it. And we'll store that safely for you.
Okay.
Operations is basically if you need a consultation or something to come on in and say, hey, I need some help with this. Can you help me with this? Or, just pay a bill or whatever it may be. And go ahead and scroll on down. And operations is daily operations.
Okay.
And under that, we have the emergency action plan. And we now let me speak on that one real quick. That emergency action plan. That one right there is I know you see the price on that. That's really going towards businesses. However, you can take a personal class. But that emergency action plan, in that course, we teach active shooter and things like that. And so we may come out to your business. The owner of your business may say, hey, my employees think it's a game. They come in here, they'll say, we can lock the door, we can do this, we can do that, whatever. And so what we'll do is we'll come assess your business. And I'm going to tell you, perfect example. There was a private school that we did.
Right.
We went in there, we made friends with the teachers, and this was over a year ago. We made friends with the teachers, we showed up, the whole 9 yards. And maybe about a month later, we came back and we went in that school and we put them on their faces. And, we had our BDUs on, our battle gear, the whole 9 yards, our vest, masks, the whole 9 yards. Now, we also had time blocked off with JSO and the fire department. That way, if they got any calls within our 2-hour window, they were on standby. They already knew what it was, that this was a training simulator. So when we went in there and we did that thing, and all the stuff that the teachers, and I love them now. So if y'all watching, man, I ain't poking fun at you, but we had a great time. But we put them in a serious fight or flight situation. And we put them on the ground, and I want to say the majority of them cried. When they got up, they had tears when they got up off that floor. And I had to explain to them that shoulda, woulda, about to finna do what you coulda did. It don't work like that.
Right.
And
that's a good package for anyone that's looking to make sure that they have that type of training for, especially if you're running a mass business. You know what I mean?
We wanted to show them it's real.
Yeah.
One of the key things that happened in that event was I explained to them about some glass doors that they had. And a year later, which was just a couple of months ago, what did that individual do at that school? Blew right through them glass doors and walked on in. And I got a phone call and said, "You was right." I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't trying to be funny. Yeah, I know I'm right. We coming through that door. But this is what you need to do." But I'm saying that to say this: just because you plan it in your head and you say this is going to happen or that's going to happen, it just doesn't work like
that. Hey, yo, check it out. We had fire drills back there nowadays. That was about the most you had to worry about. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Every business does them. Every business does them. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got the scheduled time when they do it, and things get to happening. So the thing is that while we're speaking on this, I got everything else going on over here. We're gonna put this over here, and Irene, this is gonna have to go down here somewhere. That I got work. I'm doing work right in front of y'all, ain't it?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
And so he's also on Instagram as well too. Instagram, right? Or is that Facebook?
Yeah, no, we're on all of it. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. What's that other thing? TikTok. And all those social medias. We try to hit them because some people favor one thing over the other. I'm not no video expert, so a lot of times I'll just shoot some videos and just throw them up. I'm not trying to be too in particular about them. But if you look down here where he's scrolling, you'll see basic shooting rifle, advanced rifle, pistol, shotgun, tactical shotgun, those type of things. So we dibble and dabble in all of that. So we're just trying to get you prepared, even if it's a basic knowledge for yourself. We just want you to be ready. That's the slogan. Are you ready? Handle your handle. Give yourself that 50-50 chance to fight back.
And that's what we all about right here in Enlightenment Asset Hour. We are definitely about education. We're always about making sure everyone that's in my diaspora that I run into, veteran, small business owner, hey, give me a call, 757-232-2499. You already know it's the man with the shine. You know what I mean? Give me a call, give me a call. I need about 10 more people. You know what I mean? But just for letting everybody know, without education, you cannot exercise the power of change.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You could always, just like you said, people come up there and they already have bad habits, but they think they know so much. Same thing goes with me when it comes down to talk about business and insurance. You know what I mean?
Believe it or not, I got a couple of guys that I go to. If I have an issue and I just can't figure something out, I'm on the phone because there's guys that are better than me. And I'm like, hey man, I'll call out of state. Hey man, I need you to look at this.
Right.
What's going on with this? I can't figure this thing out. So you got to be able to push something aside and say, I need some help, especially in this game.
Pride. You got to push pride aside.
Yeah.
We some strong people. There's some strong people in the world. Everybody don't look like everybody, but you got to push that pride to the side because freedoms is getting very scarce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody now everything is going in a whole nother direction. It's easy to touch up here, and I could be anybody on the other side.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So when it comes down to coming to someone of flesh and blood with tentacles and everything like I got, you know what I'm saying, with a brain, and they teaching me something, you know what I'm saying? I feel a little bit more personal. I feel a little bit more comfortable, because even though it's a service or it's a product that I'm getting, look who I'm getting it from. You know what I mean? Look at the education. Look what I'm pulling from it.
You know what? I'm glad you touched on that, because the one thing that I find is, especially dealing with us, is I hear these stories that I felt uncomfortable over here, and this person was following me around. I'm not following you. Make your mistakes over here.
Right.
The first things that's going to happen is when you walk through that door, you got any ammo, go put it back in your car. Bring your guns in here, put your ammo in here.
Right.
If you have a loaded firearm in here and something happens, I have a can that you can unload your gun in case you accidentally unload it, in case you accidentally fire it. So everything is going to run safe in here first.
Right.
Because when we practice in here, we want you to practice with your firearm.
That's right. Safety is key, and like they tell you in the military, we'd rather for you to make all the mistakes over here than be down range, and then it ain't no such thing as a mistake. You don't come back from mistakes.
Exactly. So it's a high. Our office is a highly controlled office. Right. So you're just not gonna walk through that door. It's just not gonna happen. There's cameras all over the place, the whole 9 yards. When you coming in the parking lot, we see you.
Right.
The whole 9 yards. So when you come through here, okay, go put your ammo in the car, come back, and then we'll check your firearms when they come through here. Okay, now we're gonna train, and make all your mistakes here. So by the time we get to the range and you standing outside, even if you make your mistakes out there, at least you consciously know from in this classroom, your gun is either in your holster or it's downrange.
Right.
And if I'm talking to you, I don't want you looking at me. I want you looking at your target and focus on that handgun and or whatever you're using, and it's downrange, and just hear what I'm saying. Because if I need to talk to you, I'm gonna come tap you on your shoulder and come tell you, now listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's definitely about that safety, but with that safety also, we also having those other courses that a lot of times we just don't video. We put you in some situations that get that adrenaline running, that heart running, to make you say, oh shoot, did this really happen? Yeah, it happened.
Get your Xbox Live on in real life, in real life time.
Yeah, and for the class itself, it's a difference. A lot of people, when they take the concealed weapon classes, they think it's all like he's sitting in the classroom. So they think the whole class is in that type of controlled environment, and you do all your shooting here. Regular concealed weapons, they just start getting you in and out, and that's what you're going to have. You're going to have that shooting in the classroom, but he actually take you to the range, so you're outside. Okay. And so you have a bigger, more realistic environment. And I think also just the reputation that he has behind him with being ex-military, you feel as if you're getting that special training. He still works for the military, so it's not like he's ex, you know what I'm saying? So you're still in the know-how, like you're getting something more special than somebody who just opened up a concealed company because they love guns. And I think that adds the extra benefit about it that made me feel comfortable as a parent with saying he can handle and work with my children, not just because he been doing concealed weapons classes, for people for X amount of years, but because he has that special training with being in the military, that made me feel more comfortable that he was more than qualified, to handle weaponry. And I think that, it's important to say that it didn't make sense to me when the governor passed the law saying that you didn't have to take the class, but you still have to do a background check. Don't make no sense.
You still have to have a background check. You still have to have a background check. If you decide to go constitutional carry and you want to go buy a firearm, you still have to pass the background check for each and every time. If you come in on a Tuesday and buy a gun, and you come back on a Wednesday to buy another one, you got to have another background check. There ain't no way around it. That's just the way it goes.
So I mean, you can look at it in both ways. You can say that it's increasing people purchasing guns and increasing the ability for people to take the class. But then it's the opposite. Okay, the only difference between even me, I got a CCW and did not have to do a background check. And I already got one. And I would think because I already got a license, I wouldn't have to get a background check because I've already been through a background check. And if I wasn't good, then you would take away my license. And I still have to get one done. So to me, when the law came, it just left a funny feeling in me that didn't make sense, that there was another plot there that they had in place. Because you saying something to me if you said, oh, I can go out there and get a weapon, I ain't got to do no background check. But now I can go out there and get a weapon, I can still do a background check, and I don't even know what I'm doing with it. So now when I do use it, you case me up on the way I used it. But and then when I get locked up, tell me I need to go take the class through a vendor that you control, that you got in your whole little portfolio to do whatever they want because they shuffling business to you. So education is the key. Go take your classes, get educated on it, and so that you can protect yourself. And and for our men and women, mainly our men, like I said, we raising to a level of consciousness where our numbers are just dwindling because y'all out here doing your thing, becoming entrepreneurs. You're out here building businesses. You're out here instead of in there. And we need to keep it like that because we need y'all out here, not in there.
And we need to get together too, so we can schedule another time so we can speak on that. I want to get some numbers on that. That's a good thing to hear. Much as I do get a chance to go out there to the prison to speak to the guys, celebrate recovery inside Thursday nights. That's a beautiful thing to hear. You know what I'm saying? That the numbers are going down, but you don't hear nothing about that. But you did hear when the numbers were up and people couldn't even. It was more than 2 people to a sale. So now, where's the energy now on that type of topic? You know what I'm saying?
How you got this? So they trying to drum up business.
Hey, it is what it is. All thing I can say is you can't afford them. You know what I'm talking about? Leave them where they at, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I don't deal with crazy people, so therefore I don't deal with crazy situations. You know what I'm talking about? Come down to me.
One thing I want to add in here.
I'll give you a call.
One thing I want to add.
I'll give you a call, Mr. A.
Yeah, you're right. I know, right?
I don't play. It ain't nothing but a.
That's right. Call us up. Call us up. We'll help you out. I mean,
you feel me? You feel me?
Yeah, call us up. We'll help you out. We'll give you the knowledge that we know.
Yeah,
and, I don't want people to think that because we're all ex-military or something like that, that we are the end all do all. The one thing that the military has taught me is discipline more than any other firearm or anything, any job in the military, because you could be a cook in the military and be a better shot than an infantryman.
So
it's really not even about being ex-military, ex-law enforcement. It's about that discipline. It's about that mental discipline that you have with that firearm.
Because I'm trying to tell you, it make you feel like make you feel like a beast if you got the right one going off in your head.
That's right. Now the military does teach you that. They will teach you some discipline, because you can go to captain's mass or to that brig a couple of times.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Before you say, I'm tired.
Tired of this, bro.
Let me rethink this thing. You know what I'm saying? So
on that note, I just want to say thank you, Mr. A.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for doing what you do. Keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying, within your community. I hope that you're reaching out as well, getting them pro bono times for your tax for your tax credits. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I understand. I'm a businessman. I got to help you out by any means necessary.
Hey, yeah.
So to get that pro bono going, so you can be able to help more youngsters and more up and coming adults. You know what I'm saying? And Ms. Cross, thank you for bringing him across our table. Thank you for anybody else that is an entrepreneur that is doing good things for the community and themselves and educating other people on certain things that are now becoming a norm, more of a norm than anything. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you for coming out today, Ms. Cross, on that note.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Oh, and do you have any special classes that you have coming up soon? Any special
Yeah.
promotions or anything you running, Miss Alto?
Yes. So the one that I don't have a problem with promoting all the time or having a special classes is the Your Child and You class. I love to get the parents in here, and to be honest with you, I love for the men to come with their children more than the women, because
Word.
so many times it looks like we don't care as men. We sit back, we let the women
Say it
take charge
again.
of that and whatever. And honestly, we do care. We really do care. It's just that our voices are silenced and we can't speak. But in our youth classes, it is for the men and women. I really want the parents to come in with their child. We'll have the parents go in another room, and the children will be in here, and I'll put some training firearms out and let them go to their own devices. And let's see how your child act.
Mm, mm,
Let's see how they act. So then
mm,
when I do come back in here and I'm always looking at your child, asking this one a certain question, this
mm,
the reason why is because I saw what you were doing. I saw your interest,
mm,
whether your interest is for a good reason or a bad reason. So
mm.
we do have another Your Child and You class coming up, and there's a few children that are already signing up for it. So I haven't even had a chance to promote it yet because it's already starting to fill up for the ones that know about it. What I would like to do is if there's some type of funding out there from some type of entity that would like to sponsor these children, because there's a lot of kids out there that need this and the parents just can't afford it. And it's not about us making money. It's just about the supplies we need, um, the things that the children need or the parents that they need when they come in here.
Mm.
And part of the class will be in the classroom. The other class will be at the range. Now, if the parent doesn't want to participate in the range part, that's okay. But if you want to have them come in here and find out what your child really thinks, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. These kids get in here and they start talking about everything that happened in school. So when you think you looking on the news and you hear one gun here and one gun here, oh,
Mm.
there's a whole lot of
Oh,
stuff going
not
on
for
that
other
you just
stuff.
don't know, because these kids are not gonna tell mom and pop.
Yeah.
And they will vaguely tell me, but they're gonna tell that other cat that's the other kid that's right next to him.
Right.
Because now it's, I guess you want to call it a cool points or whatever. I don't know what
Oh,
it is,
how
but
it
they
go,
want,
man? Diarrhea
yeah,
of the mouth and everything is cool
yes,
when you're a child, man. You can talk about anything and everything to somebody that you shouldn't even be speaking to, but you're gonna talk anyway.
right. So we just need to get our kids correct. We need to get
Yeah.
our seeds correct. And once we
So,
get
hey,
that,
look, give me a call. Let me know what I could do. If it's hashtag A.I.C.I.D, hashtag EAM, whatever we could do to help push people your way to get things going, get things popping and percolating, just give me a holler. You already know what the number is in the email. We 100 over here. So,
absolutely.
is there anything else that you want to bring to attention to any new customer or any new um person that is thinking about even purchasing a gun in the next 30 or 60 days
Um, if you get a
in your
gun,
area,
at least in my area, actually, I got a customer coming up from Orlando in a couple of days.
right? Question: do you have any classes that's online? Do y'all do online classes?
Well, we are thinking about doing some online classes, but the thing is about online classes is it's not a hands-on class,
Mm,
and it's just an informational class. So I can
mm,
watch YouTube and all of this stuff all day long, and it's information. It's information. For instance, what Denise was saying, perfect example. Denise was talking about how K&A was training her children. And her sons, they came in there and they rattled off every kind of gun from which way, sun up to sun down.
mm,
But when I got them on that range and put that gun in their hand, it was a whole different ball game.
mm.
So this is the experience that I'm trying to bring. I don't want you to be afraid of it,
That
but
part. But
you
I
know what I'm
want you to
saying?
be knowledgeable and I
I want
want
you
you
to
to
be
be
knowledgeable of it.
responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Hey, yo,
exactly.
what my
Because you
man
may
said
not
on the
feel
Patriot.
comfortable with your mom and pop, but you'll go out with your boys around the corner, and now you got JSO coming over here locking you up because, and all it is your interest, but you don't know where to go
To really be
to
in the proper place to
exactly,
exercise that interest. You know
exactly,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's what people fail to realize. We go to the streets to have fun when we could go to a place of business And if there's a cost, pay that cost and have all the fun you want to have. And then, you know, some of us don't own land, but those that do own land, now you got something that you can take your kids out and do.
Take them out there.
Yeah, and be safe about it and have no scaredness about the situation. Just like on Patriot, like my man told his boys. He said, well, remember what I told you? Ain't small, hit small. But it was all because of protection.
That's right.
Ain't small, the protecting of their land, the protecting of their house, the protecting of their family. Now, I know that I use the Patriot and they don't look like us, but if you understand that movie, then you should understand that your grandma, your granddad, anybody that was here on this land before anything came into play of 1776, you gotta be a protector.
Right. Aim small.
You gotta be a protector. And if it's a bow, an arrow, a gun, whatever weapon of your special needs and skills that you have to perform, that is also a check.
That's right.
Let's get it now.
That's it.
Let's get it. I don't mean to be on my soapbox, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Train them up.
We got the new generation coming in here. We don't need no new Pepsis. We need some Cokes. It might be the other way around. We need some
hey, but it sounds good.
Everybody going on natural now. Everybody going on natural now. Ain't no telling. They might be out the system now. We don't need sugar. We need all that good stuff. You know, I'm talking about that homemade, homegrown.
Yeah, but you guys have been a blessing. Denise is always a blessing, man. Right. I could call Denise and find out some information, and Denise is she is 100% helpful all the time. And as of yourself, you know, thank you guys for bringing me on here just to spread this little word about what we're doing over here, man. Now on the flip side of that, now we do sell these guns. We like them guns now.
You know, we got ain't nothing wrong with guns,
the flamethrowers and all of that other crazy stuff. We get them. You know, I just don't broadcast it a lot, but
it's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy.
You know?
But what we're going to do is we're going to go on and come to an end once again. Give them your handles so they could be able to catch up with you again in your email.
All right. First and foremost, my slogan is, are you ready?
Handle your handle.
Handle your handle. That's exactly what it is. You know, if you ain't ready, get right. And that's right. You know, hey, what Scarface said? Scarface said, what he say? If you ain't a piece with God, you better patch it up.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Well, but we are Kna Accessories. You'll find me, Alto, Kna Accessories, aka OG, aka Wide Open, aka the Mayor, aka Marvin Martian. I earned all them names.
Marvin Martian, baby.
For real. And then you also find Locks and Load over here. You'll find the Undead Prophet over here. You'll find Chris at Tactical Savages over here, and it starts to web out and network.
Okay.
And so we're doing that one-stop shop thing over here. We got the firearms. We just want to train.
What about do y'all do anything with when we were speaking about games, something popped in my head. Do y'all do anything live on certain video games? Are y'all gamers? Most of you all?
Hey man, I don't play games, man.
Oh, see, you like me then. hey, I strict the question from the record, Your Honor.
Hey man,
I was just asking because you know it's just different ways that people are able to do business on certain things, and you know, as being entrepreneurs, it's just different ways of doing things and being in that field, you know, and people, these youngsters and these males, females, everybody that play these games, they sometimes may be able to familiarize themselves for maybe another service.
Oh, so you're asking, I see what you're saying. I get what you say. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Yeah, that's a great idea. You know, back in the past, I talked to a friend of mine because I don't know, I'm not a web developer or anything like that.
Right.
I got a friend who's really good with that, but he just didn't have the time for it. You know, we were striking out with some ideas. So I ended up just going directly with this one also.
Okay.
But if that ever comes into play, even a video game that you get up there and say, yo, I'm logging on to Kna and I'm going to learn what this is and make it happen. Right. Hey man, that's a plus right there.
We'll talk some more. You never know. You know how God works. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey man, you know.
Already. Miss Cross, you got anything? Let them know your handle so they can reach out to you. You know how we do. Everybody eat around here.
Yeah, everybody eat around here. Well, if you're interested in nail school, male and females, Perfect 10 Nail School, just Google it. I'm here in Jacksonville. and perfectnailschool.com. You need a virtual office, businessfront.space. And if you need to get your nails and stuff done, I got Onyx Nails and Supply, nail supply store in it too. Got a coffee smoothie shop coming soon on Edgewood and US 1. So you can Google us as well too. So I got my hands in
I'm waiting on that coffee shop. I'm waiting on that coffee shop.
Fun, so I can finish this construction to get
okay. And then you still got promotional packages for your heardradio.com, correct?
Radio, yeah, we're the only station that pays you and plays you. So you go into rotation and you're not taken out, and you're mixed up with all of the hottest artists. It's a mixed genre of music at y'allheardradio.works.
Right. And if you listen to what she said, y'all can also go out there and find Mr. A.I.C.I.D up there for the right price, so you can be able to get your marketing packages. All right, you know what I mean? So that's how we doing it around here. Thank you everybody for showing up, for being another part of the show. Keep up the good work. There you go. Hey, promo is worth a pretty penny, baby. Show it, baby. You know what I'm talking about? All right, baby. Let's get it. That's how we do here at EAAM. You did. And we out. Y'all have a good day. Always remember, you are the asset. Be who you are, when and how you be it, regardless of anybody. Peace.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you a lot.
Peace, Mr. A. Appreciate you, baby. Miss C, see you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Take your place. Young black males, take your place. Without women, take your place. Top of the pyramid, take your place. Looking for change, gotta take your place. Without children, take your place. Through the pain, gotta take your place. Black queens, gotta take your place. Even the children, take your place. My niggas, take your place. My people, take your place.